after a crushing defeat to the Buffalo Bills, does the Washington football team have an identity crisis? Are they too far gone? Where do you draw the line? I got a Bud Light in hand. Bud Light a key. 0-1. And welcome to the Sidelines Washington Podcast, presented to you by the Sidelines Sports Network, Homage, and of course, PrizePicks. I am your host and head of NFL operations, Parker Hamlett, joined by my co-host, Mr. Fan Ambassador, host of Raw Talk, Rio Robinson. Rio, we're about 24 hours removed from all of the Monday morning quarterbacking on social media. What's the mood here in DC after that crushing defeat on Sunday? I mean, it was brutal. It was brutal. They could have scored 50, right? I mean, people don't want to say that, but it could have been 50 easily.
They could have easily scored 60 points on us on Sunday. That's how bad it was. Like, we got lucky to put a couple touchdowns up. You know, we had like a very odd sequence of events that led to those two scores. If it wasn't for that, it would have been a lot worse. I promise you, because every time Josh Allen touched the ball, I expected them to score a touchdown. So I don't know, man.
And that's how I felt too. You know, that first possession or that first half, it felt like we were desperately trying to keep that ball out of Josh Allen's hands. Just really felt like we were getting picked on by our little brother. But to join us to talk about Sunday's loss is the host, the $1 million man of the On the Warpath podcast. People, give it up for HTWR's also Mr. Corey Sanchez. Corey, man, pretty dismal mood coming out of Sunday, man. But overall, you think it's – I know you said 4 games, right?
Whoa. Before we get to Corey, you are talking to the new alumni director of UVA Wise, the money man, the legend himself, Mr. Corey Sanchez. What's going on, boss?
What's up, Rio? What's up, Parker? Thanks for having me, man. And like I said, Rio, I told you off air a couple of days ago, I said, damn, if the season ticket guys keep on calling me for these suites and everything, I'm going to blame you, and I need to get the Friends of Ambassadors discount and everything. So
I wasn't going to say that. Corey knows me as the head football coach at Longwood University. So
there you go, Longwood University, president, chief of staff, and everything. Undefeated, Parker.
Undefeated because we've never played. but of course, you can find the Sidelines Washington podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all social medias, podcast the game, Apple, Spotify, at sidelines_WFT. Leave us a rating review. You can also find us on YouTube. Got Mr. Moneyman from YouTube here. Mr. Corey Sanchez himself went back on his show about a week back now. Had some fun there. Make sure you subscribe to the On the Warpath podcast and also the Sidelines Washington podcast and Raw Talk. While you're here, you see Rio repping the merchandise if you're watching. But the first question I ask about Sunday's loss, guys, is what did people expect? You know, Corey, I'll ask you. You and I kind of foresaw we saw this outcome coming. It seems like people did people really just think the Bills weren't that good? I can't even fathom that being a possibility.
Yeah,
I think did not surprise me.
Yeah, it was. I don't think it's surprising what the Bills did. I think it's how flat we came out. We came out old church lady flat. I'll leave that interpretation up to imagination there. But that's what we came up with. It was just flat. We had 10 days to prepare for these cats. And you're on a 3rd and 15 on the first drive. And you say, here we go. Come on up in the room. Come on up in the room. That's exactly what happened.
Did y'all both feel like I felt and you just knew 100% they were going to get it?
For sure. Yep. We're the worst 3rd down team in football right now, defensively.
And one of the worst in history right now.
Right now, bottom 2 defense in the National Football League as well. And the numbers are concerning. Go ahead, Corey.
Yeah, 58% on 3rd down. This has to be the worst 3rd down team, offense and defense, in the NFL right now. I think, Parker, when you and I talked about last week, we were ranked 32nd on offense on 3rd down. You went 2 of 11 on 3rd down last week.
26.5% on Sunday against the Buffalo Bills defense. And
exactly.
You know, I kind of talk to people around the Washington Football Team podcast game, and people are like, oh, Edmonds is kind of overrated. Matt Milano, AJ Klein's kind of a journeyman. We were kind of disrespecting this defense, and this defense made a lot of plays.
We call everybody that does not play here overrated and everybody here is underrated. You know, it's the same shtick from our fan base every year. It's the same shit, man. Like we gotta stop attaching ourselves to these players so much, man, and let them go arrive and let them go perform before we throw them a goddamn parade and coronation.
Right.
And, you know, maybe we don't appreciate some of them while they're here. Maybe like a guy, you know, Jimmy Moreland. You know, they say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And there was a little bit.
Hey, Parker, I'm going to stop you right there because we know why Jimmy Moreland got cut. We know he wasn't going to be on your pod. He wasn't going to be on my pod. That man down there, right there, got Jimmy Moreland cut. That's exactly because he kept on dodging. He kept on dodging like John Bostic dodges coverage. That's exactly what exactly what. So if we won't blame anybody for Jimmy Moreland being cut, it's Mr. Ambassador himself, the Honorable Ambassador Robinson.
He was in Richmond Court with the GoPro.
Man.
Jimmy, why are you tucking me? Jimmy's looking like, oh no, man, I got you.
Yeah, we had
all Rio had to do is make one phone call. That was it.
Five reschedules. You know what? You know he got to go, Ron.
Yeah.
Let me stop.
Hey, Jamie Collins got released today, so maybe we might have some help on. Maybe we just bring him in and maybe he can help us.
Mine as well. I mean, at this point, we don't have to trade for him because no one in the league wanted to trade for him because he's not that high of a commodity on anyone.
There is a little bit of a misconception that he is a good coverage linebacker still.
Mm-hmm.
He's not.
He's not. He has regressed greatly. I mean,
that's why he's in Detroit.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, they need some help in this linebacker room, period. You know, I saw Doc Walker say he was watching with a former player yesterday, and he said just the way that Josh Allen was picking apart this linebacking core is absolutely ridiculous. He had 300 yards, 3 touchdowns in the first half. Yep. The first half. And I mean, at the end of the day, this is a difference in culture, and there really are levels to this. You know, the Buffalo Bills are getting the best out of their best players like Stephon Diggs, and we have all that money tied into our secondary and guys like Landon Collins, William Jackson III for the foreseeable future, and the fall of Kendall Fuller has been astounding. Astounding.
He's god-awful.
Yep.
And that's why I say, you know, maybe we do attach ourselves to guys, but at the end of the day, I can't say that I don't miss Jimmy Moreland right now. I never thought I would say that. I mean,
I'll tell you this, though. Even if Jimmy Moreland was here, we'd still be 1-2, possibly 0-3 right now because the big money, we're building our team around this one unit. Those guys, the money men, the guys we see on commercials during every game are not showing up on Sundays. Chase Young is still in 2020 where he won the Rookie of the Year because he has not shown up to play in 2021. Love the guy. I don't hate him. I don't think he's a bust. But I think right now he's not good enough. He's not close to good enough, and he needs to stop pity-patting with NFL tackles because that shit is not going to work on this level. We're not at DeMatha and Ohio State where you're the only alien on the field now. Now there are guys that can actually handle you that are bigger, stronger, and more athletic than you, and you cannot get away with that shit on this level. Survey says.
But, you know, y'all talk about this, though. This was a learning experience for Washington. It is for the team and for the fans. Patience and building a sustainable program. Like people looked at Sean McDermott crazy. Remember, Sean McDermott started Nathan Peterman over Tyrod Taylor.
Yep.
And they still made the playoffs, but they scooted into the playoffs.
And it's
then
about
they brought Josh Allen.
Quarterback. And that patience will pay off. And
exactly.
You know, certainly
we don't have it.
The rah-rah fans, the optimists will say that maybe could pay off a guy like Taylor Heineke, but we're a long way from being a playoff football team right now. And I mean, they could easily turn it around. I don't think all of us have lost faith. I like I said, I kind of laugh at people who are doing the Monday morning quarterbacking, but at the end of the day, where did all of the attention go to with the media? Where did everything get heralded to? The defensive unit. And Chase Young has more commercials than sacks. And we're 3-4 games in now. And a number that's staggering to me, and I know you're a stickler for numbers, Corey, and we're going to start by talking about the defense because there's no other way to do it. 0 sacks, 0 turnovers on Sunday. You are not winning this game, period, if you don't touch Josh Allen.
Fact,
period.
We didn't even sniff Josh Allen on Sunday. They don't even know what his cologne smells like.
And not only that, Rio, we were terrified to give him the ball back. Rivera's throwing the challenge flag just to keep the chains going because he's scared Josh Allen's going to get back in the game and smack us around. And what is up with the defense on the first possessions in these games? We are outscored 57-7 on first possessions going back to last year. Every opposing offense we've played against so far this year has scored on their opening drive and made it look easy, Corey. Those are numbers that you just can't deal with, right?
No, it's absolutely not. I mean, you go back to like attacking, right? This team is, especially this defense, is playing scared. Not only is it,
no doubt,
not only is it soft like an ice cube in Arizona, but it's also they're soft. This zone isn't working. It's a turnstile. I said, Josh Allen was scoring like the prom king on prom night. This is all it was. And we're getting tables bashed upside our heads, and there was no fight. Y'all, we were at the Giants game. There was no aggressiveness. We saw this, but we still won. We basically sat there like Jabba the Hutt and took it. And then we hit the button. And then we had people in the back corner. Grandma, mama, and them was praying for Dustin Hopkins to get a reprieve. Y'all think about it. We're a Dexter Jackson away from being 0-3.
Exactly. And those good teams make you pay.
Lawrence.
They make you pay. And like you said, Josh Allen was scoring like the prom king on prom night. And, I'm all about context, right? Last year, Chase Young made some of his best plays where he didn't even touch the quarterback. Sunday, he had 6 pressures, 4 hurries. But at the end of the day, he's not making an impact on these games. And I love the stats like that. I feel like context matters. It's something we talk about on the show constantly. And Rivera said in his presser that Chase Young needs to start utilizing his strengths. Rio, what are some of the things that Chase Young appear to you that Chase Young is doing wrong, and it's the reason he's had such a slow start to the season after 3 games?
It's the same thing. Like, his motor hasn't got going yet this year. It's like there's everybody like the new retort is, we're putting him in coverage. Hell no, he's barely in coverage, and he's barely getting double teamed and chipped. He's just not winning. They're putting one right tackle on him. They're switching sides with him. He's not getting pressure. The biggest thing I see? He runs past the quarterback a lot. You want to know why? Because he's playing high, and he's running high off the edge. He bends the corner behind the quarterback.
You know what play I'm talking about, that Josh Allen rushing touchdown.
Absolutely.
0 discipline. 0.
Dude, like, give me something. Spin to the inside. Rip. Swim moves, rip move.
And Rio, that's after he goes up the line, he's screaming at everybody on defense, throwing a hissy fit. Dude, oftentimes, and you're from the South Korea, you know this, I'm sure you heard this expression before, the loudest guy in the room is normally one that's most wrong. Chase is not, I see 0 confidence from him and all the shit.
I disagree with that logic.
I do too. I do.
I'm very loud. Yeah, I'm very loud in a lot of rooms, and I don't think I'm wrong in most of them, so I'm going to disagree with that.
Hit dog hollers the loudest. That's what I call it. Hit dog hollers the loudest. Usually, if you hit the dog, you did wrong.
But he's constant. But you talk about a dog. Well, he's barking. He's going to the podium every week.
He said, I'm gonna find out whoever's bullshitting, and we need to stop it. Chase,
he needs to look in the mirror.
You are one of the biggest culprits of bullshitting. Your body language is bad, and you don't look like the guy we seen last year. What are we doing?
Who are you blowing kisses to, bro? He does not look like he's already fallen in love with the fame. And don't get me wrong, I'm criticizing those that are turning on Chase already. But at the end of the day,
it's not turning.
Exactly.
Though.
Exactly.
No one's turning on Chase Young. We picked him with the 2nd overall pick in the NFL draft. He has a tag next to his name that says generational talent. Generational talent shows up on a regular basis. Even if they're having a bad game, they put their fingerprints or make an imprint on the impact of the game. Chase Young is just a body in a uniform right now. And we did not draft him with the 2nd overall pick to just be filling up a uniform. We needed a quarterback, and we drafted a pass rusher, and it was the correct pick. Cool. I'm looking at Justin Herbert down in L.A., and I'm like, look, that could be us.
My thing is, and this is a factor not a lot of people are talking about, is Chase Young is the leader of this team. He is the leader of this organization, the face of this franchise.
Absolutely.
Yep.
He's a very young dude, right?
Do
you feel like this team has a little bit more naivety than last year, or do you think that might be a part of the issue, Corey? That's something that's going around as well.
I think this is the biggest question. Who's the leader of this team?
That's a great question.
Who's the leader of this team?
Jonathan Allen?
I don't see him.
You don't hear him either, and that was the point I was trying to make. You don't hear him.
Who is the leader? Who is the bone? Like when London Fletcher was here, We knew who the leader was. It didn't matter. When Ricky John Francois was here for a year and some change, we knew that dude was a leader, right? And he could play a little bit, but he wasn't the best, but he could play. My thing is, I don't know, where is the leadership from these players?
Well,
I have a lot of guys like, I love Terry, right? Terry's leading with his play, but I don't hear that much from Terry. I've got to hear this. Who are these cats that are wearing C's on their chest? I need to see something from you.
And there are things in the locker room. There are things in the locker room that we don't see.
That's true.
That's an aspect of it.
That's
but at
true.
the same time, we don't know who that leader is. And,
nope.
People assume you go up to the head of the operation, Coach Rivera. 20th game as the Washington football team head coach Sunday. A lot of people, it's kind of getting kicked around. I heard on the Kevin Sheehan show as well. Matthew Ioannidis reportedly wanted to trade early last year because apparently there was a lot of pushback with the scheme change and a lot of things that were going on early last year. As you guys can remember, we didn't exactly have a hot start last year. And that's kind of what I'm trying to have a cup half full with all of this. But I'll start with you. Are we a little bit too conservative? I mean, that's when
conservative
when
we're up,
we're
down.
And
I think that's got to be an issue here, right?
Yeah. It's a complete issue because, like I said, there's no aggressiveness. There's I probably can count on one hand how many times we actually sent the blitz.
Oh my God!
Where's the blitz at? There's
we pull out one corner blitz and then the fourth quarter when the game's over.
When you blitz, remember Kendall Fuller, his best play wasn't a defense, it wasn't a secondary play. It was him blitzing and sacking Daniel Jones last week, or 2 weeks ago. And where is it? I need to see more of this. What is Jack? And then this is something I've kind of thought about. There's only one person on this defensive staff that has worked with Jack Del Rio for an extended number of time. Brett Vesselmeyer, who is like the secondaries, something in the secondary with Chris Harris and Richard Rodgers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Old boy Sam Mills III, Ron Rivera. Steve Russ was with Ron Rivera, linebackers coach. Chris Harris, Roger. There is nobody really, and I'm not defending Jack, but I'm just saying consistency and familiarity will build continuity, right?
Facts.
There is nobody in his corner, even when he goes to it. It's only one dude.
And he will, and I give Jack Del Rio all the credit in the world. I was on your show, and we were defending him, saying he didn't have a lot of consistency, and there was a lot of back and forth with all of that, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, with Jack Del Rio's defense, with all the national attention that's being garnered to it, you're going to have a microscope on you. And this is becoming the defense that's only good against bad quarterbacks. Yep. I mean, look back to last year. Ben DiNucci, Nate Stubblefield, Ryan Finley, knocking Joe Burrow out of the game. These are really the only performances we can sit there and say, man, that's the defense we were talking about. And when we play against those upper echelon quarterbacks so far this year, Herbert and Allen, you look back to last time we played an elite quarterback last year, you look at Tom Brady. He absolutely carved us apart. Taylor and them couldn't score enough points to keep up with them. And can you really sit here and say that this is an elite defense when they
Hell no,
can't
they're not even
and
okay right now. They're not even average defense right now. They are the scum of the fucking league right now.
Well, Rivera entails this, of course, to them getting more attention than they did last year. That is irrelevant. That has nothing to do with anything. It is your job as a coach to keep it fresh, to draw new things up and put your guys in the best position possible. And he said it himself. Doesn't that feel like a cop-out answer to you, Corey? I mean,
no, you see, that's why I'm freaking out. I did a video last year when he talked with Ben Standing, and he said something along the line, paraphrasing, that some of your colleagues in media don't take what we do seriously. You better put that away, Parker. That's bad luck, man. But anyway, you can't like he worries about the media. Look, I'm telling you right now, Ron, this ain't Charlotte. My boy Paulie said on Travis Thomas this morning, he said, this ain't Mecklenburg County.
It is not.
Ron, let me tell you something. You are in the BS capital of the world with the White House and Congress and everything up there. You can't get stuff through John Keim and Rhiannon Walker and think you can walk the line and be literal, because they can go right down the road. They can go right down the road. Let's say Nikki Giovanni, because she's at the Post, right? Nikki can just go right down and talk to somebody else from so how do you cover Senator such and such? What are they not telling you? Like, you're in the BS capital of the world. you can't blame the media.
And I give him credit. We're not hearing a lot. We actually don't hear anything. But there has to be something going on behind the scenes here. There has to be, right, Rio? I mean, I don't think that's a crazy thing to assume at this point with how bad of a start this has been.
I think it's possible. I know rumblings always start once you're struggling. Like, we wouldn't know of any of this if success has been happening in these 3 weeks that we started the season. But the players on the field, like, they're not executing. Like, the coaches aren't doing their jobs. Jack Del Rio is playing not to lose instead of playing to win, which is not the way to go about things. We're in some soft-ass zone defense the whole game. Our corners are 8 yards off the ball every play, which is like we're giving up an automatic 6 or 7 yards of play just because of the alignment of the defense. Landon Collins is on the field just because he has a high paycheck, not because he's actually productive. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of moving parts. Listen, we haven't even spoke about the offense today.
Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there.
This is the same thing that I did on my pod, because I was like, there are so many bones to pick on this goddamn defense that I'm not going to sit here and make a bunch of blame on the offense, even though Heineke did not play well on Sunday.
No, this is not one particular unit's fault. As a team, they went to Buffalo and got their ass whooped. Plain and simple. This isn't about pointing fingers. This isn't about moral victories either.
The defense taking most of that blame, though. They get the lion's share of that blame easily.
And that seems to be the trend throughout most of this year. And 4 games is your cutoff point. And, you know, you talk about Landon Collins being on the field because of his salary. It absolutely I just had to take a deep breath when I heard Rivera talking about, these 3 safeties are a good group. They're a good group.
Yeah, solid. No, he said they're a solid group.
I got a phone. Look, I got a phone call. Matt Ryan just called me. He said 6-0 for some reason. So I don't.
It's going into Atlanta, man. It's hard to be confident. And Atlanta Falcons
it's a get back game either. For him.
And like I said, forget the moral victories here. I don't care how good Jonathan Allen's been playing. I don't care how many pressures Daron Payne got. I cannot unsee Spencer Brown throwing him on his ass.
Oh, he picked him up and threw him like a goddamn child.
And taking his lunch money. I cannot unsee Tim Settle looking like me running an open field. I mean, look, good for guys like Jamin Davis getting the big tackle on 4th and short. Good luck guys on Jonathan Allen who are showing up. But these moral victories do nothing. They do nothing. This is a bad bottom 2 defense.
I'm tired of babying players, bro.
I'm
tired of yay, congratulations, he made a tackle. Like, fuck that. We took him in the first round, goddammit. We took you in the first round. Michael Parsons is not an edge rusher, and he looks like he's better than both of ours right now.
You want a name? Rio, you want a name? How about Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah?
Facts. Balling.
Name him. The guy I wanted in our mock draft.
Correct.
That's
Put Notre Dame to the side. One of the best prospects coming out of the draft. One of the best players in college football defensively. And these guys told me that Jamin Davis was a better pick. Okay, where's it at? You want to tell us, okay, well,
they're
if you
afraid
haven't been
to let
up
him
here
play
before,
right
don't
now.
act like you know. Rivera, if you're going to have the energy, people are going to start asking questions when you don't show up on Sundays. Period, point blank, end of story. Before we go to the offense, like Rio alluded to, I'll ask you one question, Corey and Rio. Who was the bigger loss? And this is a little bit of revisionist history here. And I saw some people talking about this. Ronald Darby or Kevin Pierre-Louis?
Neither.
KPL, in my opinion, has been a loss.
I'm going neither. I don't think either of them are affecting what's going. Maybe Jimmy Moreland has more of an impact than those 2 players because Darby's on an IR right now, like he has been his whole career. And I'll just say the biggest loss, I'm not even going to put a specific name on it. The biggest loss is our biggest strength suddenly becoming our biggest weakness. That is the problem we're having right now.
I like that.
I think the biggest loss is the handicap accessible experience and how it's been. No, seriously, because you think about that. That's really the biggest common denominator, right? Is you take somebody like that out of the room and you go back to Turkey. I mean, when he leaves, the bottom fell out. Right? When he left the first time when he got hurt and we think he was coming back, bottom fell out. Second time, the bottom was falling.
He was never appreciated while he was here, Corey. And I agree with you 100%.
Right. He wasn't appreciated. And I was one of the people who didn't apprappreciate him because I thought he should be in the nursing home.
Me too.
But I mean, either way,
Taylor Heineke taking this team to 6-3 to start the year? I doubt it.
Yeah, and you got this is a total we talk about
Alex
the defense.
wouldn't have started 6-3 with this schedule either, but we're not gonna go there.
Look, we talk.
He's a loss. I mean, it's there. It's hard to deny at this point.
Yeah.
I understand. Believe me, Rio.
Yeah.
I'm not here and tell you that he is the long-term answer for this team. I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
But you're certainly missing that veteran leadership because some of the shit that Taylor Heineke did on Sunday, no matter how you
not football shit. Yes,
not
we
football
definitely
shit.
missed that because Alex Smith can't rush the passer. So, I'm not sure he would have any impact on the team right now.
But at least you got to look. You had something to rally around, right?
True.
That's it, and that would seem like that was a rallying call. And I mean, we're gonna beat up the defense, right? This offense has a latent blame as well, too. Y'all know that. So
everybody outside of Antonio Gibson should have walked home.
Yeah,
that quite frankly, that's how I feel.
Everybody should have. Brandon Scherf should have walked through another wall just to get back to the house.
and like Rio said, if it wasn't for that crazy sequence with the receiving touchdown from Gibby and then the Heineke rushing touchdown, which I mean, we're both great plays, but that was the only time it was even close. That was the only time we even had a game.
Mm-hmm.
To me, we're sitting here talking about Alex Smith and we're talking about his veteran leadership and all that he brings. I really am not a big fan of Rivera's, quotes about Heineke. He's basically asking Taylor to stop being himself. And being himself is what got him to this position. Of course, you're going to condemn him not making good decisions. But at the end of the day, looking farther than the flats is something that makes Taylor Heineke, right, Rio?
Yeah, for sure. And the last thing I want to hear Coach Ron say is that we need a game manager. Fuck that. Like, no.
Who do you think we are?
I don't want to hear that. Hell no. Yeah, let's get a game manager to manage the game with our terrible defense right now. Like, let's keep the ball away from the other team as long as possible, but not score a touchdown. That's exactly what we want. I love you, Ron. I'm definitely not with you on that one. I'll say this. If we lose to the Falcons, possibly the Saints too, Cameron Jarrell Newton will be on a goddamn plane to D.C. because there's no way they're going to ride the Kyle Allen experience now.
He wants him, Rio. He wants him. That game manager, that is Kyle Allen. Yep. He's talking about who he wants. It's Kyle Allen.
Listen.
See, and I thought Taylor, hey, Rio, you said this too. You said Cam Newton. I thought Tyler Perry stopped making moves. I didn't know Medea Comes to D.C. is coming out. This is, I
can see it.
I can see it now. How you doing? But
I can see it because look, Heineke has a swagger to him, but that swagger is not backed by a resume. No. So at the end of the day, that moxie at some point can fall thin when you're throwing noodles every other play.
Taylor Heineke is a Cialis commercial. Comes up short. And that's what we celebrate. That's what we celebrate.
I like that.
Think about
that. That was great.
Think about that. We celebrate him almost beating Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. And he's got it, the legend. The man gets his own T-shirt for just being okay, for just getting to the finish. It's what these parents, it's like, you got kids, Rio. It's like giving them a participation trophy. His shirt is his participation trophy. I like the guy. I think it's a fun story, but he beat the Giants. That's it.
Because of an offsides penalty.
Well, I'll ask this. You talk about the participation trophy mentality. Mm-hmm. We apparently have a military-minded head coach who puts up with no bullshit. And what are we hearing every single week? Lack of discipline.
So there's a clear disconnect.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. There's something going on behind the scenes here. And, like I said, some stuff goes on in the locker room we don't see. Guys like Terry McLaurin are probably very vocal in the locker room. He's got that patch on his chest for a reason. But even guys like Terry hung Taylor out to dry. I don't know if you guys saw that first interception. He's like, Taylor, I'm over here. Damn well he's not open. I mean, he is nowhere close to open. Waves his quarterback. Taylor throws one of the worst interceptions I think I've seen a guy bringing a goal throw in a long time.
That shit was terrible.
I mean, it was awful. He throws another one to Logan in, I think, quadruple coverage.
Mm-hmm.
And then Logan Thomas, who I think had a pretty solid game overall, had an awful fumble.
That fumble, fucked all momentum up for us.
My guy, and that's my guy.
My biggest thing coming out of Heineke, out of this game is, to my knowledge, at least from what I've observed, Heineke has been very good at learning from his mistakes. But if there's one thing that you thought he would learn from last year, it's how to protect himself, because he cannot be taking hits like he took on Sunday inside the red zone. You just simply cannot do that. You just can't. Right, Corey? I mean, to me, that leads to Kyle Allen coming on the field sooner than Rivera probably already wants him to, right? I mean, is this going to become a problem in the coming weeks? I mean, we're hoping to get a full season of Taylor Heineke, but things like that are going to stop it from happening.
I mean, why not bring Kyle Allen in? We did it with one bum-leg quarterback. Why can't we do it with another one? But the way Taylor plays, and I saw he was wincing a couple of times.
Oh, hell yeah. He was hurt.
Wincing. Yeah. So it's going to get to a point now. If he go down there, hot landing and everything, and he gets hit like he did against Buffalo, we'll see Kyle Allen sooner than later.
I think we're going to see Kyle Allen
back down here. It'll be the Montez experience, y'all.
It's time for the inevitable and cliche players-only meeting in Atlanta at Magic City.
I'll tell people this. I don't want to see the Fitz talk. It's becoming the unpopular opinion. He's taking his last snap.
He's not coming back.
You know the people bashing the Heineke hive because we're excited about a win.
We will see Cam Newton here before we see Fitzpatrick again. And
I certainly hope that's the case. And as far as Taylor Heineke is concerned, I'm just enjoying the ride. This football team, this offense is exactly where I thought it was going to be. It really is. But I'll tell you one thing, and I'll close this out about the quarterback talk. I cannot wait. I seriously cannot wait until I can be that guy at the Niners Stadium on Sunday saying, they gave us 40 seconds. We're going to score. We don't have that here in DC. And I definitely don't think Aaron Rodgers is coming to the burgundy and gold, but I really loathe and I really long.
You make that goddamn call the second the season's over.
Yes.
You tell them, on our side of the deal, we want Aaron Rodgers. And for you guys' side of the deal, you guys decide that on your own time and just press process on the trade. Whatever you want, we're ready.
Yep. There you go. That's exactly.
I couldn't listen to so much but 106.7.
We piddle paddle with the quarterbacks. We piddle paddle through this whole situation, and this is what you got. Nothing. You could have traded up in the draft and got your quarterback.
And Corey, people thought I was being a diva at FedEx at the draft party. When I saw Chicago trip, I was like, and don't get me wrong, Justin Fields is not a finished product. He's not the second coming of Patrick Mahomes. He's having some issues over there himself. You can blame that on whoever you want.
They're going to get him killed over there.
They're going to get him killed over there.
That line
9 times. But I'm sitting here, and I saw the pick, and nothing against Jamin Davis. I'm just like, oh, my God, they really didn't trade up. And everybody's like, come on, man. Trust Ron. Rivera's strong. Until you get that position figured out, Buffalo's always going to be our big brother pushing us around, and it's as plain as that. But if we're going to talk about some of these moral victories from the offense, like I said, Antonio Gibson played really good, 104 total yards. Logan Thomas played a pretty good game, as I said.
And that's about it.
J.D. McKissick was on the field a lot more in this game. Didn't really lead to much, but I'm glad to see the offensive coordinator, Scott Turner, getting him involved more. Meanwhile, Peyton Barber's got 100 yards over there for the Raiders, but I'm not going to say anything about that.
They have a couple of touchdowns here, like 3 touchdowns, right?
Hold on. Who?
Peyton Barber.
That's my man. I told y'all that. Y'all chastised me. I think Rio even gave me a little crap about keeping Peyton Barber on the field.
Yep.
What did I was the only one who defended this man. Hold on. Come here, y'all.
I tell you
I was the only one who defended that man.
I tell you
the only one who defended that man. And look at it. I told you he was physical, and y'all ain't want to listen to me. Shout out to my boy Nati. Take that one. Boom.
He has never seen 100 yards in a 3 touchdown game here.
Stop it.
He has never seen a fourth of it.
Don't you be disrespectful. Don't you be disrespectful like that. Don't you be disrespectful like that.
Good for him, though. Good for him.
Good for him. He never saw it here. And
listen, man. You find greener pastures once you leave this team. That's just how it goes, man.
Look what gambling and anything can do. Look, anything is possible in Vegas. Just remember that.
That's for sure.
People are already tweeting about Trent Williams, man, and it's too early for that shit. I'm not here for it. I'm trying to stay focused on the football team. We had a very dismal start last year.
What about Trent Williams? He looks phenomenal.
No, I get it, but I mean, we're already at the point 4 games in when we're talking about people that left. People are already mentally checking out of the season. People asking for the name.
We're good on Trent Williams though, because we drafted the great Sadiq Charles, who gets to stand on the inactive list every week. You know,
Sammis Reyes.
You know,
Dude, I've seen more of his Snapchats than I've actually seen him on the field.
Oh yeah, I've seen his girlfriend more times than I've seen
right.
him, on the field.
But like, we can go back. I said this is the one thing that Ron can blame this on Bruce Allen. Trent didn't want to be here in 2019.
Nope. And
you should have just shipped him off then, got the farm for him, and you would have been good. People would have gave up.
And this is a little bit of a hot take. And in regards to our farm, I can't name people other than Chase Young and Terry McLaurin. I wouldn't be willing to send off this farm for a guy like Deshaun Watson. I'm at the point now, man.
Dude, we can't even. We're not even close to having a conversation like that.
But that's the point we're at in this season. That is the point that we're at.
Now, like
that's
we're at the point, but 40 sexual accusations have not went away yet, and things are getting worse as they're actually like turning in evidence to make it a criminal case. Deshaun Watson ain't happening for nobody.
At least not yet, of course.
I mean, we could just get Juicy J to spot him in Bands of Make Her Dance remix if we want to bring Deshaun Watson here. So
Deshaun Watson would certainly bring an explosive aspect to this offense. Another guy that can bring an explosive aspect to this
explosive.
offense.
Especially in the
Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel.
You're doing nuts and honey.
Curtis Samuel, he plays for us, right?
Yes, he does. And he is eligible to come back this week. Corey, is Curtis Samuel lacing up the cleats and making an impact against Atlanta this Sunday?
Let's just say this way. I'm going to find that $1 million that you said I'm worth, Parker, before Curtis Samuel comes back. Oh, excuse me. I can't say come back because people keep on saying
seen him.
They say come back. They say he's coming back. He's coming back.
Seen him.
He ain't never appeared.
Nope.
What are you talking about come back? He needs to actually play. He went to the Paul Richardson University.
People got so mad about that, but it's true.
He is Paul Richardson. And where's his number, family?
It's true.
5 up, 5 down.
Will Curtis Samuel be the catalyst? And do you see him playing this Sunday? This is a storyline throughout the week as we're going to Atlanta.
We did sign Curtis Samuel. We signed him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we did.
He's on the team.
I haven't seen. I don't know what he looks like in uniform yet, so I can't really give you a full answer on that. I'll just say that I just would like to have nice things sometime. You know, we signed stuff, and we never get to see it flourish. We don't even get a chance to see it go in gear. Runs one zig route in practice, hamstring blows out. What is it, man? What is going? Is it the venue? What is it? We gave y'all the name. We turned it in. Why are the football gods still so wrong to us, man? Like
you know why? You know why?
A lot of anger builds up.
You know why?
Bad luck. And Rio, it's been a while, but it's that time of the show right before we close out. Your rant of the week, Rio's rant of the week, brought to you by Homage. Use promo code SSN Sports 21 for an additional 20% off your purchase at homage.com today. Rio, what is your rant of the week?
All right, feel free to chime in at any point of this rant, but my rant today is about accountability. Accountability. We need to have it with ourselves. We need to have it with our children, our friends, our loved ones. If someone is not doing their job, if I'm not doing my job as a man in my house, tell me I'm not doing my job. You're not wrong. You're not a hater for doing that. So when we get on these fucking highly touted players for not performing, don't say I'm turning on my players on my team.
Rio, don't be a fan later.
Don't be a fan later. See me in 8 weeks when Chase Young has 9 sacks. I want him to have 9 sacks.
Don't be surprised when things turn around, guys.
Oh my
God,
be
surprised.
Don't be a fan when he's balling. I want him to fucking start balling. I am not hating on anyone. I want to see my team flourish. I'm not one of these fans that root against our own players to try to fulfill their personal prophecy or narratives. Hell no. I'm not going to do that shit. I want us to win. I want Chase Young to look like the generational Hall of Fame gold jacket player we think he can be. But right now, he's playing patty cake with left tackles and right tackles every week, and he's running past quarterbacks. He looks like athletic predator Ryan Kerrigan right now. That's what the fuck he looks like right now, with just a little sprinkle of Brian Arakpo. And that's not what we chose with the second pick of the draft. Meanwhile, we got this balling bastard down in L.A. That went to the Chargers. This quarterback,
beat the Chiefs. No big deal.
I always say this. I hate revisionist history. Chase Young was the right pick at the time. But don't tell me an edge rusher is ever going to be more crucial to winning a Super Bowl than a legitimate, bona fide franchise quarterback. And that concludes my rant of the week.
Things never get better until you actually have the expectations and live up to them.
Absolutely.
So take that, don't be a fan later logic and shove it where the sun don't shine. But of course, that was Rio Rant of the Week, brought to you by Homage, promo code SSN Sports 21 for your 20% off your purchase at homage.com today. But to hit our cap on the time we paid for here with Mr. Corey Sanchez.
I got my people. I'm Bill. It's billable hours. Billable hours.
Those per hour. Love your stuff on the Warpath, man. I love something about chopping up, and tell the people where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me right here. If it's still on there, I don't know when you put this in post-production, but find me on Warpath on YouTube. Wednesday is Warpath Wednesdays, and then we do live streams during the game. Somebody was supposed to come by and never did, but that's okay. And then at Sanchez 405 on Twitter, you can find me where I'm usually I've always got something comical on there. So, I always like to educate fans and make you laugh. And my rant was that everybody loves a good meal and everybody loves to have their food seasoned. My fiance, Anna, sometimes she has unseasoned chicken. I don't know if you do that in your household, Parker, but it just seems like it's a running trend.
I wonder why.
She will never watch this. Hopefully, or listen to it.
I got somebody in my life that does the same thing, so I know the feeling.
You sleeping on the couch, Mr. Robinson.
Oh no, it's not in my house, but it's across the street.
She corrected me recently. I was that person.
Salt, pepper. That's what we need in our play call. We need salt, pepper, Cholula. I'll take Crystals, Texas Pete. I will take ghost pepper if we need it, bro. But we need something. We need some aggression. We need some kick. Like Emerald Lagasse said, bam, I need it.
Need that to spice up this season. Everybody listening, make sure you go check out On the Warpath on YouTube. Smash that subscribe button. Get in on those live streams. Got some fun stuff going on over there. See Rio rocking the merchandise. Also on HT We Are. If things keep going the way they are, I feel like that was going to be a very short-lived tenure over there.
Yeah, my contract. Yeah, I've talked to my agent, and we're gonna call Mr. Ham and Miss Crocker, and we'll figure that out.
Thanks, Corey. Rio, tell them where they can find everything with Raw Talk and all the latest, brother.
Yep, you already know where to find me at my YouTube channel, Rambling with Rio Robinson. Every week, there's no home game this week, so there's not going to be a vlog, but we're going to get a preview going. I got my guy Steve Weitz from the NFL Network, who also does what Michael Silver does for our team for the Atlanta Falcons. We're going to preview the Falcons game. Friday, I got a couple of my boys that I grew up with who are Falcons fans coming on. We can get a little trash talk session in. And Sunday, I got something special planned. So, rambling about Washington, rambling with Rio Robinson. Keep up with the channel. Follow me on Twitter, Rio_Robinson91, where I'm stirring some shit up every day.
Yeah, you're gonna hit 1K pretty fast soon, man. As far as Sidelines Washington's concerned, this come out today, Tuesday evening. We'll be back Thursday with preview for Atlanta with a very special guest, and of course Sunday to react to the Atlanta Falcons matchup. Of course. You can use don't forget about PrizePicks, people. Don't forget about PrizePicks. Got all that coming up next later in the week as well. Promo code SSNWFT for a 100% instant deposit bonus match. It's you versus the projection, not you versus the player. Also, I'm the head of NFL operations here at the Sidelines Sports Network. So if you or anyone you know is interested in covering your favorite NFL franchise for one of the fastest rising sports networks in the country, send me an email at sidelines_WFT@gmail.com. But until Thursday night, where we look on to Kyle Pitts in Atlanta, this is the SSN Signing
And
off.
it's been brought to you by Parker Football Focus.
You're gonna do that shit.
Don't hate on them. Don't hate on them.
Peace.